just an observation here. I'm just curious if one compared how many, what kind of forces are being sent by Canada to Ukraine to fight Putin versus what kind of forces are being used to fight are just some people that are just protesting. I wonder what the comparison would be in terms of resources.
It is just crazy out there. I might have to go out to the flagpole and put my flag upside down. It's crazy.
I hope Fox News does some excellent coverage on what is happening today. The world needs to see what has become of Canada.
I saw someone posting that, yeah, Canada's not sending any troops to Ukraine, but we certainly know that, but it just seems to be ridiculous. Like, you know, they send just a pittance to fight a real enemy, but they use full force against people who are just doing civil disobedience. It's outrageous.
Canadians need to educate themselves about the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab and what their plans are.
Sad day for Canada. We have lost our freedom and rights.
Most of Fox has called out Trudeau as a dictator. They have had nothing good to say about him.
Naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch. Big heart throbbing cocks wanting to be sucked.
Very important stuff on the ground right now. There are 18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch ready to suck cowboy cock for convoy freedom.
Be safe, guys.
If you have kids down there, you're a piece of shit.
Hello, is anybody there still?
How is that relevant at all in this? Like,
okay, the channel is locked down, so just boot out any Ram Rancher there. Boot them right back to Mark. What's his name there? Yeah, okay, everyone's locked down. And just block those rammers there. She's all good. So what you're witnessing is the communist fist of the Liberals coming down on Ottawa. So probably the worst part about this whole fiasco is that Trudeau has the opportunity of talking with the protesters, but Trudeau refuses to communicate. Trudeau refuses to discuss. Trudeau refuses to talk. Trudeau refuses to negotiate. Trudeau has the upper hand. Trudeau has the communist fist. Trudeau is going to use the communist fist. That's his way of working things out. It's Trudeau's way or the highway. And that's what you're witnessing here. Honestly, let's just say what it is. The people just want freedom. They want some sort of a roadmap to freedom. What is Trudeau's plan for freedom? Trudeau doesn't even want to come up with a plan. He doesn't even want to spout off a plan. Trudeau just wants to bring the communist fist down on people that just simply want freedom. Shame on Trudeau.
Friend of mine who's a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force, we were discussing it this morning, and you know, he supports obviously being able to protest, you know, as long as the laws aren't being broken. And you know, he says, well, what would it take, you know, for the truckers to leave? And I said, well, the thing is, I said, they have not even come to the table to discuss anything. That's the whole problem. I said, so, you know, if they would at least come and talk, you know, things may come to an end peacefully, or they may just walk away.
But, okay, right there, you're saying exactly what the problem is. Trudeau doesn't want to talk with anybody. It's Trudeau's way or the highway. Who voted for Trudeau? Did you vote for a dictator that doesn't even want to talk with the people of Canada? You voted for a bloody dictator. Shame on you.
Agreed there 100%, Les. That is exactly what it is. And I'm so disappointed that they did it over and over and over again.
This is
It is time.
Hildebrand.
It is time for the church to stand strong. It is time for the pastors to stand strong. It is time for us, as we saw in the last 3 weeks, to stand strong and build our community and work together and love one another like we've seen in the last 3 weeks. Father, you are on our side. God, we thank you. We thank you, God, that you are here with us. Lord, you are on our side. We are not afraid. What can men do unto us? God, we thank you so much, so much. And every one of you that is praying right now, worldwide, we know you're watching. We know you're on your knees praying. We know you're weeping for us. God, help us to stand. We were born for a time such as this. God, help us, and God bless you.
Pastor Henry Hildebrand.
All this BS sure makes you want to be religious, hey Les?
Yeah, I'm not a religious person at all, but you know, it's the words, the religious words or anybody's words are all saying the same thing.
Yeah, no, I'm not religious either. I'm spiritual. I have a creator, but like I said, it makes you want to listen, you know, even though you might not believe in what that is.
You know, like actually being there gives you a different feeling. You have an absolutely different feeling in yourself when you're actually there. And being there makes you extremely empowered. And you feel like you're doing something to help the world. And really, honestly, they are. You know, they're there. They just want the world back to normal again. You know, we've been crushed down for 2 years already, so you can understand why people are there. They just want their freedom back. You know, of course, people should not do anything illegal.
Amen to that. The last 2 years we suffering all 9 yards. Excuse me, and most a month the government is doing nothing. They're running like a bunch, you know what. Anyway, say my cue. I'll say hello. It's a nice day, and stay warm and stay safe.
We just want a better world for our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Some people cannot see that, unfortunately.
this entire thing make everyone wake up and start winning your community. Go for your school board, for your municipality election. You don't have to be Prime Minister of Canada. Go in your community and start by that. Because so many people have been not going to vote for so many time, and they think because we're in a democratic country that things like that would never happen. But now we saw it. The truth came because of all those blue-collar men and truckers that stand for our freedom. So now it's time for us to change for our child, grandchild, and for future by never forget today. If you want to change the system, be the system. If you want to change the media, be the media.
So it looks like Zot is in jail, and his girlfriend has got his camera now, and she's going back in again.
What? But you have all the information. Just for being there.
Well, that's Zot's girlfriend, but she's not saying a whole bunch. But she did say that Zot got arrested. So it looks like the police have pushed a whole bunch of people up to a big truck that says Mandate Freedom. And they're still pushing the crowd slowly, very slowly. Okay, it's really moving into something big right now. The police are really pushing, and they're really pushing back. Protesters are not wanting to move. The police are pushing on them. And yeah, it's starting to get a little ugly. And it's the police that are causing the situation to get ugly.
And that's exactly what I said they would do. What feed are you on?
Guy behind his partner. You're not pushing him. Stand with the people. You're not.
This is, you'll hear if you listen to the voice, this is Freedom George, Pat King's sidekick.
You want to use force?
So the situation is they have a police line. The police are like dressed in the cocky outfits. So they're wearing the face shields and stuff like that. And the protesters are saying, go home.
You guys are not coming through here. Listen to Jesus, bud. What would Jesus do right now? You got your orders from God. Get your orders from God.
So there you go. That's what they're shouting at the police. Wow, those Canadians are such peaceful protesters.
I'm so proud of our Canadians, not gonna lie, 100%. Good job, guys. Keep it up. Keep it peaceful. We love you all.
Oh, that sucks. Zook's video went black. We got audio, but no video.
Copy that. Yeah, I'm watching nine feeds. They all look good, video and audio.
All right. Oh, jeez. Yeah, he has a coming and going. He knows he's got an issue now, but came back and it disappeared.
Yeah, well, I'm not too sure what the whole purpose of what the police are doing is for. I'm just trying to put myself in the mindset of the of Trudeau. Like, what exactly is he trying to accomplish there by putting police on the streets and then just pushing people? Like, what's the end goal?
Once again, to incite the violence.
Well, that's what I see here today. I see the police inciting violence. Honestly, I hate to say it, but the protesters are standing there, doing nothing more than yelling. The police are getting physical. They're getting very physical, from what I can see. So they're asking the police, what is the end goal? And even the police don't know the answer. They don't even know why they're there. Something about they are masking up. The only thing I can think of is they must be masking up for tear gas. Unknown. Yeah, they're telling everyone to prepare for gas now. They're putting on gas masks. So Trudeau is going to gas the truckers.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Gas people that are not physically resisting. Unfreaking real.
Yeah, if the protesters were resisting, you would see them getting arrested. But I don't see anybody getting arrested besides a few key people that they took out initially. But there's nobody getting arrested. But yet they're getting ready for gassing the truckers. They're now putting on gas masks and things of that nature. And remember, on these channels, we are not telling anybody what to do. You do what you want to do, but don't do anything illegal.
Zoke has his video feed back up again. People are sitting down at that front line. They're sitting down on the ground. They're going to be gas sitting. Unreal.
Yeah, copy that. And where the people are sitting down, that's right in the front. And then you've got a lot of people in behind them still standing up. So if the police now want to move or want people to move, they have to actually grab onto the guy and arrest him and take him away if they're sitting on the ground, apparently. Shame on you, Trudeau, for creating all this mess. Trudeau has actually put an awful lot of Canadians in harm's way by doing what he did. Shame on you, Trudeau. And even if you love being locked down, you probably still don't like what Trudeau is doing, right? If you like this, then you like Trudeau and you like what Trudeau is doing. Shame on you. Yeah, if they are going to use gas, they never thought about it because the one thing you think about is which way the wind is blowing. And if you look closely, the wind is blowing from the northwest, usually in Canada. blowing west down Wellington right towards where the police are. So if they do use gas, it's going to blow right in the police face. Tear gas launchers is what they have.
If I might, I'd like to put a picture about a tricycle. Just try to put a bit of humor. Thank you.
Did anybody else get kicked off the channel all of a sudden? I just noticed that I wasn't on there. That's kind of funky to me.
Actually, I haven't been on for a little bit, so I didn't notice. Here, though, I did get a busy signal a couple of times, but I think I figured out it's because I was in 2 different channels. I don't know.
Okay, I was wondering about Zot's girlfriend was down by, I don't know if that guy's name in the Fulter truck. She was just in his truck with him. That guy, he's still in his rig. I thought he'd be out. But yeah, interesting. I think his name was Randy. I'm not sure. It's where Zot had popcorn and dinner with him last night.
I wonder what the tax bill is for this police coverage doing nothing but a standoff. Man, taxes are going to be higher for years. Trudeau certainly knows how to waste taxpayers' money.
Saved them a lot of money just by dropping the mandates, but, you know, he doesn't like to be wrong, so.
Well, Trudeau doesn't even have to drop the mandates. All Trudeau has to do is say, okay, boys, let's get together. Let's have a meeting. And the truckers will go, yeah, okay, we don't like these mandates. We want to drop them. And can we not have a plan? Trudeau can say, okay, well, let's put a plan together. We think that if everything goes well, that these mandates might drop in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So let's set up a game plan. But right now, there is no game plan. It's all open-ended, and Trudeau does whatever the hell he wants to do. And that's why everyone hates Trudeau, honestly, because he doesn't want to come up with any kind of a game plan that would put an end to all of this. Instead, he wants to just fight. You know, shame on you, Trudeau.
Has anyone heard of any statistics on people catching the virus during the last 3 weeks in Ottawa with all the crowds?
Yeah, cases are down in Ottawa. In Ontario, cases are down is what the word is. So much for that BS, that it's a super spreader and that kind of stuff. It's not happening. This is all going away. It's all nothing more than, it's morphed into a common cold, right? Even the mainstream media is saying that it's not as harmful as it used to be. People are not dying all over the place anymore. You know, come on, let's just move on.
Post the OntarioCovid.ca numbers here in just a second.
Somebody in Parliament needs to point the science out to him, since he's deaf and blind to it.
Now, because I think I posted it this morning, so the numbers haven't changed from this morning. But we'll see more and more updates, like, by the weekend. And then on Monday, they're not going to be reporting any numbers. But yeah, they're continuously going down. I'm just going to post it here in the link.
And by the way, the NDP are absolutely no better than the Liberals. They're just as locked down, dirty pool tactics as the Liberals.
Hear Aaron Scheer go after, I think it was the Green Party yesterday, after pointing out that she herself has been arrested by illegally protesting, but yet she's coming down on the convoy for doing it.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, Drunk May. Yeah, that's her.
Know who the leader is anymore. I thought it was another young lady, and then we didn't hear anything for quite a while. And then I was about to ask my husband if they even had a seat in the House of Commons anymore. And apparently they do. They sit up in the corner.
Yeah, Elizabeth May, I think, is still their mouthpiece. Well, they did have a black lady that was their so-called Green Party representative, but she didn't last long. Only in a matter of months, and then she had to bail.
Didn't have the same extreme views that they have. I don't know.
She was actually quite good. She was quite good, very intelligent, and I liked what she had to say. But I'm not sure why she didn't last. Probably didn't. She wasn't as extreme as she wasn't as left-wing extreme as the party, I guess.
Kind of wondered how many of the Liberals want to cross the floor to go over to the Conservative side over this, and I also wonder how many Conservatives want to cross the floor to the Liberals, but both of them just won't.
I don't know. There might be some. But I sat and I watched the CPAC there yesterday, and I watched Liberal after Liberal, NDP after NDP, all against the convoy. Every one of them were against the convoy, and every Liberal and NDP were pro for the emergency order. So they're all together.
Admit though, it would be a kind of an interesting job to be the House Speaker, and which I think he's also the referee.
Yeah, and it's funnier than hell listening to their justification as why the emergency order should be in effect. And they're saying, like, well, somebody sent a nasty email to me. So, yeah, so that's why the emergency order should be in effect. Like all kind of little two-bit stuff like that they were spouting off the whole time, both the Liberals and the NDPs, all little two-bit items. Somebody sent an email that they didn't like. Oh, my God, let's bring in the emergency order.
You can just see the House Speaker sometimes, I think, sit there and just roll his eyes at some of the stuff that comes out of their mouths on both sides. And he's kind of funny with his responses sometimes.
This guy's pretty good. I don't know if you watch him on YouTube. He's called Red Prince on YouTube. He's got a pretty good feed. And I just kind of started watching him there yesterday. But he's right on the front line there right now. He's got a great feed going right now. A guy called Red Prince on YouTube.
Kind of liking Viva Fry. I'll probably follow him even after all this is done, because he does apparently he does things on different topics and whatnot. So I might actually follow him as a YouTuber just to listen to what he has to say. He seems like a pretty interesting person.
Well, he'll give you the legal ramification, from his point of view. However, right at this particular moment, I don't know that he's in the fray of things with the police in his viewfinder like these other guys. You know, he's off to the side interviewing other people. So right at this particular moment, I don't know that I'd be watching him. I'd be watching with the action. But yeah, he has excellent commentary. Excellent. Yeah, in fact, I might put him on in the background and hear what he has to say.
Even if he's not right down, like right in the thick of things, he's probably a great person to listen to get both perspectives on what's happening on both sides, and you know, good for legal advice and stuff too. So I can kind of understand why he wants to stay out of the area where they might be getting a little rough. Interview people that are fighting, so, or you know, yelling and screaming at somebody else. So I can understand why he's staying kind of out of the nasty areas, or you know, like where all the stuff is happening.
Okay, everyone, I'm just going to lock this on, and I'm just going to play the audio of Viva Frey.
Amateurs talk strategy, professionals talk logistics. Yeah, go arrest them all. Slash their tires. Tow their trucks. Confiscate their trucks. All right, try to do it. And what the reality is, it's been my impression that Justin Trudeau is in the dying gasps of someone who has lost control of the situation. But the problem is doing things that are destroying the fabric of Canada, the fabric of Canadian society. And I'm not being hyperbolic. Oh, it's his girlfriend or sister, Charlotte, is screaming. Good. Yeah, they probably got Zot on some nonsensical misdemeanor charge. He'll contest it. They'll either drop it or, it'll be a fine. They want to get, I don't even know what he was doing or where he was that got him in the trouble in the first place. I saw the portion of his stream. It didn't look like he was doing anything over the top, but who knows? If the guy said last warning, presumably there had been other warnings. So, that's my ranch. Let's just, there's nothing to see here now. We're just walking. Howard to have vitriolic hatred towards the people that are protesting. And some of them, I have no doubt some of them have legitimate grievances and have legitimate frustrations and legitimate over the last 3 weeks. Others undoubtedly have not, and just know that they think they hate these people. They know that they think they hate them, and they think that they know that they hate them. How you doing? And that is strictly because they are just spoon-fed this vitriol, this hatred from the media, day in and day out. Imagine how many Ottawa residents have never actually stepped foot on Parliament Hill to see what's going on. A lot. Read some chat here. Complaining about MSM while being very opinionated. Yeah. What's wrong with that? Look at this. This is... Oh, yeah, we came in on that street over there. Okay.
Giving some thought about what you had said, what you're thinking, or maybe what their end game is. I wonder if they're pushing all the truckers, pushing everybody to the center area, and they're going to just remove their trucks. Nobody's really showing anymore if they're removing vehicles or not. You remove their place to stay, and you've eliminated the standoff. So I'm wondering if that's what their plan of attack is. Just remove their housing.
Well, there's literally hundreds of trucks all over the place. all over the place. So honestly, they can hook up to any truck anywhere that they want and not bother the people. But if you look what they're doing, they're sending in, 100 police right into where all the people are. And they don't have to do that because they can just be on the outskirts, hooking up to a truck and towing it away, where there are no people to even bother them. But they have it appears to be a vested crush of the entire crowd. That's what I see going on. So it appears to be not about the vehicles. It's not about the vehicles. It's about the people.
But the thing is, we don't see what they're doing with the trucks that are on the outside fringe. If you pick it apart bit by bit, we saw the motorhome disappear, but that guy that was on point with that camera, he's moved elsewhere now. We did, Zad had recorded that those other rigs, tow rigs were there. We only saw one tow rig in the picture. Where are the other four?
Yeah, copy that. Well, they might be out there somewhere towing. There is a possibility, but if you saw four, you heard of four. I saw one truck. Somebody else I talked to saw two trucks, two tow trucks. So they don't have an awful lot of force in the towing realm of things. So they're not going to tow too much. And we're not seeing what's going on in the towing because all the cameras are right where the people are and where the police presence is.
Guys, the best live streams are on Facebook. One is called Not TV, and he's pretty good. By what I saw this morning, there was about 10 heavy-duty tow trucks with their decals on their vehicles all erased or covered up. And the tow truck drivers were wearing, balaclavas and, ski goggles and whatnot. It's pretty bad to be doing that. Yeah, same here. I don't know what's going on with Convoy East. I have it on all the time, but no one's there. Yeah, like I said, the Facebook live feed, the one that you want to look for is called Not TV, and it's pretty good. He found the tow truck drivers, and they're all covered up and just waiting.
I just want to send a shout out to all those people that are standing there in that cold, holding up the line, standing for freedom. It really touches my heart. I wish I could be with you. And thank you so much. Miigwech, miigwech, miigwech.
I feel this is just the beginning of this demonstration, for our freedoms. So, it's just the beginning. So let's keep holding the line.
Our babies deserve to live a life that we lived and had. because our lives weren't that bad, you guys.
Yep, that is so true. I have a 25-year-old daughter who now lives in Alberta. I live in Quebec. And, you know, I want to see my grandkids happy and free.
Yeah, well, my 20-year-old son is telling me that he's not going to give me any if this is how it's going to be.
Isn't this crazy, eh? They've, well, all of us have been putting our lives on hold for 2 years. My daughter finally got married in 2020 in Alberta, thanks to the reopening plan, thank goodness. But, you know, they've been putting off having kids and getting married. And so let's just pray and let's keep fighting.
Any organizers on? We got a couple food drives that are getting together to help people get home and help people that may be homeless, that may be local to some crossings. Reach out.
Wow, Fox just had a very disgusting story. How bylaw enforcement is threatening to seize and put down truckers' pets if they're not picked up in 8 days. How low can they go? Trudeau has no soul.
Yeah, so food drives, they can't stop us from collecting. There's no crowdfunding, no transfers, no nothing like that. Everything's in person. So if you want to donate funds to people for fuel, that's all in person. Go pull it out of the bank. I suggest everybody pull everything out of the fucking banks. But there's truck stops all over. That's the easiest way. Is at a Flying J, anywhere near a fucking border. Anywhere. Food drives. So we have food drive for pretty much every border crossing across fucking Canada, which is local to people, and they can actually show up and they can actually drive to, because that capital, that house, that parliament is a broken house, it is a corrupt house, and they're not listening to any Canadians. Well, Canadians are awfully close to borders, and borders make the fucking government a lot of fucking money.
Hey, can you watch your language there? Like, let's be respectful here. We get what you're saying and you came in to say that, but please, watch your language, man. Like, let's be classy here.
I'll delete it so that way my swearing isn't on there. I'll delete the comment right now and I'll delete the voice. But I'm just saying, we're doing food drives. They're already going. They're already doing it in the States as well.
And on that note, thank you. We appreciate that because we could use all the information we could get. So bring your stuff down in person. We have heard that before, people giving money straight to the truckers for no transfers to get frozen. So that's great. Thank you for that information. I appreciate that. Miigwech.
It's not truckers, it's freedom fighters, whether they're homeless, whether they're trying to get home. We're just doing food drives. Legions I've already talked to, veterans I've talked to, Americans I've talked to. They're on their way to D.C., going to make the same mistake, so we're trying to halt that. And we're just trying to get them to maybe spread out a bit right across the nation. There's a lot of people that are broke that can't afford to go to Ottawa, and I was already there. There's no use. They're not listening. What they did listen to real quick out in Alberta was, all that money ain't crossing the border. Let's lift all the mandates. Alberta got all their mandates lifted, so let's do the same right across this nation. Let's just do a food drive to help them get home to their families. Everybody start heading the direction where your home is. Everybody knows where there's a local Flying J on either side.
Just keep in mind also, once you put something in the chat, it is in there. You can't delete it. It's all saved.
Can you guys remove me from the chat? It should remove everything I put in there. Try that, and then I'll come right back in if need be.
No, it's stone cold written in stone, buddy. That's why we have to be careful what we say on here, because there are other ears listening to and live streaming what we're saying. That's why we say we're not telling you what to do, and we're not. That's what this is all about, is choice. So you choose what you want to do, but keep it legal, that's all.
Yeah, I'm just more worried about the swearing for the kids here and that. I'm not worried about the rest. They've all had eyes on us for a while. We've been organizing and doing all kinds of stuff for food drives for homeless, in which we're allowed to legally. They cannot stop any food drive for homeless. I've already talked to the lawyer about it. See if my comments above and any of the voice recordings were removed. I deleted them on my end. See if they did on yours.
No, it doesn't. We tried this already. We wish it could be that way, because all the troll stuff that they put on here, we wish we could delete it. Unfortunately, like I said, it's written in stone on here. It's there and it can't be removed. That's kind of why I body slammed you by cutting you off there. I gave you an elbow smash, you know what I mean? Sorry. You are a mod already. That's why you're able to talk. Only mods can talk on here, so you're already in like sin there, buddy. And that was valuable information, and for people that are heading back or whatever. So we appreciate that part of it. But yeah, all those kids could hear that. Yes, that's very, very true. And you know what? I get your frustration. Trust me. You don't know how much I've had to hold my tongue on here. I am the worst potty mouth. And like truckers too, they slip, right? They don't talk like we do, politely and stuff. So we get that people make mistakes. It's just you had said it a few times on there and it was just like, whoa. But I get it. I'm the worst for potty mouth. Honest to goodness, I am, and I've had to change my life around to be, classy on here. So, and you know what? Here's a fun fact: potty mouth people are the most honest people for the most part.
I gotta go pick up my 5-year-old here in a little bit. He'll get on the mic, and then I got some driving to do. I'm gonna be over in Sarnia around 5 or 6. And I got to speak with some people in person about a food drive there, and then some Legion members we got to sit down with today and tomorrow about more food drives as well. Freedom Food Drive.
Thank you so much for your service, James. We really appreciate that. Miigwech, which is thank you in my Cree language.
Speaking of your language, I believe there's some people out in Access that could use some support out there as well. If anybody's on their way home, going out BC, it'd be a good stop to make as well. They're making some headline news, it looks like.
Well, there's something in the works that we had discussed a while back, so we're hoping that that might work. But it was kind of to the effect that, we raised all this money and they're wondering where all this money's going and they're, blocking it here and there. Wouldn't it be something if that money was used for something that Justin Trudeau and the Canadian government should have taken care of way long ago, to show that Canadians can come together and take care of their own people and fix the water situation? Sounds good to me. Wouldn't that kick him in the balls?
With the amount of corruption that's been exposed, even with the media, that you can see blatantly on both sides, thanks to Rebel News, like, thank you. And when you show that kind of misleading and deceit and blatant gross misconduct, you can actually probably argue with the CCAP, I believe it is, to defund immediately. It would be the first thing. And those funds could be directed somewhere useful, like you're saying, but defund that 1.4 billion dollars and fund it into clean water and vertical growing, sustainable growing, stuff like that. There's stuff we could be doing to locally be more self-sufficient, and ultimately that's where it has to go. If we want to get away from these pandemics, you want to start feeding your animals probiotics so their own immune systems are better, in a communal farm system, so they're not passing this off to us. Because I don't know if many people realize right now, but even pet stores in Toronto got shut down because hamsters are giving COVID to people. This stuff is going from animal to human to animal. That's bad. I don't know if you ever watched 12 Monkeys, but it's a good flick. You should probably watch it. We have to change. Everybody has to change, and we have to get off this fast food tit that we're on. Like, we have to literally change as a society, and if we're not willing to, they're going to keep throwing every pandemic they can at us. And we don't need to be on pharma. We can boost our own immune system. So I spent all my times on reserves as a kid with my grandfather, so I am in touch. I am a caretaker of the land. I am a tree hugger. And I also do drive a truck.
Yeah, the question is, where are the tow trucks?
Whichever tow company in Ottawa there agreed to any of that, they should be ashamed of themselves. But I know down in this area, there's no tow trucks that are going to be going anywhere near anything. And I doubt people are going to think about that even moving forward. People are just trying to get home. Even if their home's close to a border, it is what it is. People live everywhere, right? But people just need to stand behind this. And, if it takes a mass food drive, if it takes a lot of people having to reach into their cupboards because there's nothing much left at the grocery stores, well, reach in your cupboard and support any way you can, because these guys deserve it, especially the veterans that are standing there, tears in their eyes, fought against countries like this, and now we are. Yeah, personal contact information I can give if anybody PMs, and then I'm going to buy a bunch of phones today and tomorrow, and then I'm up in Toronto again later tomorrow afternoon, so we can all sit down in person, and I believe I got to hit up Ottawa as well. Easiest way for now, logistically, is if there's a flying J anywhere on both sides. That's the easiest way to do a food drive. Anybody that drives knows that there's one on each side of the crossings. So go for now. That's the easiest place to do food drives. That's what we're going with. Somebody's fleet card is going to have a lot of free coffees. I believe they offer showers there too, covered.
Cops appear to be wearing ear protection for the LRAD audio blast, probably.
No need. Take what you have still left. The world is watching. The world already saw leaders that didn't listen to their people. There's no need to seize your assets when you can be using them for a better purpose. Food drive on the way home. Go see your family and stop at a truck stop near home. It's a lot easier that way, boys. Just saying. There's already 3 countries that have totally lifted mandates just because of what you guys did here. You should be very very proud of what you did. His food drive all the way home, guys. That's what we're trying to say. Both sides. Americans are on board with it too. They cannot legally stop anybody from doing a food drive, and if they want to donate, they do it in person. There's no transfers, no crowdfunding, no nothing. You want to shake somebody's hand, get off your couch and go shake their hand, right? They cannot stop people from food driving for homeless, whether you're trying to find your way home or whether this is your new home for now. They cannot stop it. They can't. What you guys have done has already changed the way the world works. You take what you have and be able to use it. And bagpipes. Anybody that knows bagpipes. This is basically a parade at this point. There needs to be bagpipes. Someone watching on social media, there's supposed to be some kind of scan down or right across nurses, everybody, but nobody can afford to make their way up. Capital is basically the general gist of what I've seen from a few cities and a few towns by talking to them in person. But if you could utilize that right shortly, great. Take a week off, see some families, and then go hard.
I don't know if you're watching, but people, they're pushing our protesters. If you're watching live, I'm watching Red piling the masses. We own the night. They're starting to push our protesters. I just saw them push one guy right over to the ground. Go check it out, guys. Have your eyes peeled, and if you're out there, get your cameras rolling, guys.
They're allowed to leave, and that's the big thing. They have to. Once you sound that alarm, they're allowed to leave, and they have to let you leave peacefully, right? After that, you still have your assets to go on your way home. But they have to let you leave.
Okay, but we're not talking about leaving here. We're talking about people on the front line and what's going on. I understand you're trying to get people to leave, but some people are not wanting to, James. So, I'm just letting them know to watch the live because what's going on. It's not looking good.
It buys time is what I'm saying. So if you're allowed to leave, it can buy enough time to maybe put it through the house, everything. It's not just disband and leave by any means. That protest is always going to be there right till the very end. But it allows people time.
Wow, I hope you guys are watching this. This is incredible.
Could you put your link to the feed up? I had to leave the house, so I'm not sure which one I'm able to watch right now. But if you could put it up to make it easier for me to throw on so I can at least listen.
Sorry, I'm on my tablet on it and I can't. My connection to you guys is on my phone and I'm watching on my tablet, so I can't, unfortunately. If anybody else could step in and help, yeah. I don't have it. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, if you look at old Portland Andy, then you can pick which feed you like the best off of him.
Yeah, I'm having to install a Twitch app because I can't get it to open up in any browser. So I just won't allow it.
I'm not too sure why you're putting that up there. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Well, yeah, they've got all different You know, the thing is, that's the funny part about it. They've got all different kind of police. And if you look close, they're in groups of 10. Okay, so you'll have 10 people with gas masks. You'll have another 10 people with ear protection. You'll have another 10 people that look like they just came off the street wearing balaclavas. And you know what I mean? Like, you've got so many different factions of police there, and they're all dressed differently for different occasions. You know, and some with rubber bullet guns. I don't see any, you know, so-called plastic shields, though. No plastic shields, but the police are really pushing everybody. They're pushing all over the place. Like I don't know what really where they want the people to go, and I hear the people screaming that we have nowhere to go. So that's about it. I'm not trying to help anything, but just reporting what I see going on there.
It looks like there's more people showing up at the back there. The crowd's getting larger.
Yeah, if you want to see a good feed, watch War Campaign on YouTube. War Campaign, one word, on YouTube. He's right there on right at the new Ground Zero. You know, but your crowd is like a pacifist crowd. It's like little old ladies and, you know, war veterans and, you know, just people that want freedom. So it's like a really pacifist crowd there, really pacifist.
The ladies still locking arms together between the cops and the protesters?
I gave up on trying to sign up for that dang Twitch. I don't know how complicated of a password they want me to have, but jeez Louise, I can't even make a password on there that satisfies their prerequisites.
Yeah, it's too bad you can't. They actually have the highest quality streaming out of any of the platforms. So, yeah, that's why the gamers all go there. There's lots of gaming on there. But lots and lots of news type stuff on Twitch. So yeah, you got to try and get on there.
Yeah, I had numbers, capital, other letters, exclamation points, question marks. They don't want it. Nothing was good enough. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Well, usually it's uppercase, lowercase, few letters, and then you know, exclamation mark or whatever else works, and then a few numbers. Usually works in most cases.
Well, I had 2 exclamation points, 1 capital, 4 numbers, and I'm like, okay, that's more than enough. And a capital and other little letters. So I'm like, whatever. I'm not gonna keep going.
So what do you think will happen if somebody gets hurt and it's due to the cops doing that? What do you think they're going to say about that? Like, do you think Castro's going to give a flying F?
I don't know, but the police know what happened the last time where the big takedown happened and how the police actually did it wrong and they got into very bad legal trouble. So the police absolutely remember that. So look at that. There's somebody with flowers, with a bouquet of flowers, a lady with a bouquet of flowers, a bunch of flowers, trying to hand those to the police line. Just amazing what you see here. The visual impact is phenomenal.
accepting the flowers.
Yeah, copy that on 444's Facebook.
Does everybody have eyes on people that may be in somebody's personal possession by themselves? Like if an officer was inside of a truck and happened to drop anything, to make sure that it's, people's possessions aren't being tampered with or anything as well. Like the extent of it is, it's gonna. You've already seen them lying in the news, is what I'm saying, and what stops them from lying again?
What you're witnessing is the protesters' final breaths of freedom before it's finally snuffed out by Trudeau.
I agree. I think this is their end all and be all, and then we have to think about something else.
Yeah, I can definitely appreciate that. And everybody thanks him for it, and the world's watching. It's something Trudeau's never going to get back. He might as well resign now because his career is down the drain.
The police can't see because their riot shields are fogged up. So yeah, they honestly, truly can't see.
Those face masks aren't stopping the vapor. I thought they're supposed to be masked up to stop the spread of COVID.
Yeah, on that point, I'd ask somebody from Ottawa what their numbers were for COVID, being that we're all not wearing masks and they're all touching and farting and everything else with everybody. Here, just a minute, sorry. And that person went and checked numbers, and there were 780 some vaccinated people in the hospitals, and there were something like 200 and some unvaccinated. So that was very interesting.
Check out my first official video that got banned, and I've posted a lot. It's at Louis III. And on Twitter there, it's the only thing that's been banned, and it's actually blood analysis of unvaccinated versus vaccinated. And this lady's accounts all got locked up, and she's under scrutiny now. And it was maybe 2 likes into it, and they banned it right across 4 platforms.
Wow, they're getting nasty there in that one corner one there.
What's funny too is a guy from Israel reached out over seeing this in the news and asked if we were under dictatorship, and basically I said, yeah, we are. And he got explaining how it is there. Anybody on their 5th and 6th booster, they're filling their hospitals with immune compromised. Vaccinated are filling their hospitals.
We're putting stress on the healthcare system being unvaccinated when it's, there's 3 times as many vaccinated people taking up those beds than we are.
Question is, what happens when you need an organ, when you need blood? Are you going to accept somebody that's been vaccinated?
How, like, after this, and I'm not trying to be negative or anything, but how are we supposed to respect our authority when they're doing this to us? That's the biggest thing. And, like, I know a lot of people, they're like, we got to stay respectful and stuff, but human nature makes us, second guess what respect is if they can't respect us. Respect is earned, not given.
You're going to know what I'm talking about here, about water treatment, like you mentioned earlier. And they're watching our wastewater right now, and they're also watching water treatment plants. And got a strong feeling based on the studies that I've been looking at is you're not going to want to be drinking any tap water for a while.
Oh my God, what a disaster. What an absolute disaster. And you know what is sort of overseeing the disaster? Well, it's a police chief that, like, pretty much abdicated, right? Just said, hey, I don't want to have anything to do with this. So then they put in another police chief who pretty much immediately says, I don't want to have anything to do with this. And then they send in a bunch of people that I'm looking at that are standing there that are wondering, what the hell am I doing here?
Unreal.
Cops wondering what they're doing there?
Well, like, what are their orders? It's like, okay, we're going to send you in. You're the front line. Get in there. Go in there. Okay, yeah, so they're there. But they're all standing there like, yeah, now I'm here. What next? They're all looking at each other. What next?
Are they accepting the flowers from that old lady?
You can see it in their face. They don't even know what the fuck they're doing.
Someone just said they were brought up on Kool-Aid.
That War Act gave them the ability to deputize temporary people back onto the force too, so I hope they're getting names and badge numbers of anybody that maybe shouldn't have been deputized.
Yeah. Who brings in the War Act for people fighting for freedom? Come on.
And who's looking into who they brought in? Maybe some of these people shouldn't be corralling crowds or anything, you know what I mean?
Well, honestly, nobody should be fighting for freedom. Like, the term fighting for freedom is just oxymoron. They shouldn't be in the same sentence.
It always has been. People have always had to fight for their rights and fight for their freedoms. That's why we're not speaking German right now.
The free reign for banks. It's arguably something else going on behind the scenes as well. They're not just after trucker cash. They're doing a lot of things behind the scenes that somebody's got to pick through with a accountant forensic.
Oh, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. This has gone way too far. This isn't just about the truckers anymore. Trudeau's way overstepped.
But he's getting 40% kickback at every single vaccine that's put out, so he has no choice.
Anybody else's live freeze?
Yeah, mine did.
Yeah, mine did too all of a sudden.
Jamming it.
Yeah, my audio jumped as well.
There's too many live streams, I think. This is crazy, you guys. Unbelievable.
I still have 2 live streams going. They haven't froze.
I'm having 100% with Twitch. Working real good here. I'm still watching Portland Andy. He's kind of the best. And he's got Facebook's up, YouTube's up, and everything is running good for him. And if you watch on YouTube a guy who's stunt dummy, he's got the overview. He's like sitting up in a hotel room, so you can see police are kind of, stockpiling behind a U-Haul there right now. So yeah, there's all kind of feeds that kind of shows overview and everything. Everybody can, it's pretty visible as to what's going on. So if you look where the flags are, you can see the Australian flag, Canadian flag, whatever, where all the people are kind of gathered all around there. Yeah, that's kind of the main area, main stage area. Well, at that point in that intersection, and that's where everything is happening. But it looks to me from that overview like the police are coming in behind. Everyone is looking in a certain direction, while the police are all coming in behind where they're all standing there. There's a whole bunch coming in from that direction, so it looks like a big box in.
I think they're kind of wasting their time trying to talk to some of these so-called cops that have hearing protection on. Obviously, they're not going to be able to hear what they're saying very well.
Meanwhile, Antifa is watching going, wow, man, if that was us, we would have had our heads beat in by now. So somebody is saying they saw another person get arrested, so there are a few arrests taking place, very, very minimal, and mostly it's police presence with not much action. But the tensions are from 0 to 10, they're probably at about 7 to 8 right now. Tensions are fairly high. And there's lots of police with billy clubs there, and they're holding on to those clubs like they're just about ready to use them. They're holding them in both of their hands, two-fisted clubs, and they're right on the front line there. Doesn't look good.
Yeah, they need all the goons with billy clubs against these terrorists with bouncy castles and children.
So the optic is the police with the billy clubs and the protester with the flowers in their hand, holding the flowers up to the police. That's the optic.
And that's beautiful. I don't know if you saw the picture that was posted earlier in the chat. It was officer standing beside like a cruiser with a little girl handing him a flower. It's a great picture.
Okay, so what's happening now is that the police have everyone corralled in so tight that the people have no choice but to be right up against the police, and the police are still pushing. So yeah, the police are absolutely causing, they want a riot to start. They're pushing the people into a riot is what I see them doing. Like the old man is shouting, there's nowhere to go, and the police are still pushing against them there. And yeah, like it's pretty bad. Like it's absolute police intimidation, and to the point where it's into verbal contact. So it's police pushing the people, touching the people, pushing the people. And the people have nowhere to go. Guys even saying nowhere to go, nowhere to go.
Oh, for sure. As soon as the moment the police entered the city this morning, they were at fault. They were in the wrong.
Oh, I think there's a police officer that got kind of hung up in the middle of the crowd there or something. They're saying, yeah, let him go back to his fringe minority. What's weird about this, there's a lot of people down there. Like you see a lot of people down there. But the thing is that it's not a normal protest. It's not a group of people running down a street with a bunch of signs, and the police show up, and the police do pushback, and the people run away and go home. Like the optics on this are completely different. It's not a group of people that are out on the streets that they're going to push to go home, because their home is right there. Their home is in those trucks. That is their home. Their home is downtown. How can you push people out of their home, which is downtown? So, like I'd like to know what the game plan is from the police side, because it's not a typical protest, that's for sure.
Yeah, guys, don't follow that link I posted there. I've been watching and it keeps kicking me out. I just totally forgot the guy's name that Les said and just went to that one because it looked the same. So don't go there because it keeps kicking out.
You know, with this, once again, you know, everything that I'm seeing here today points to this can be very easily resolved if Trudeau would talk to the people. Trudeau needs to talk to the people. Trudeau needs to get out of his little bubble and quit calling people names and talk to the people. Trudeau has created everything that you're seeing, everything that you're hearing, everything that's going on in Ottawa is all the fault of Trudeau's, and Trudeau is the only person in this world that can resolve this problem, honestly. And you can quote me on that, CBC television. Think about it. Who is the leader of these people? Who is the ultimate leader of these people? It's Trudeau. Trudeau has led them to what is happening right now. Trudeau is the one that needs to solve this problem. Really. Unbelievable.
Wow, look how patriotic these people are. Like, they're willing to stay for their country. I don't know how anybody could be behind Trudeau on this one. Like, the cops, they don't even want to do anything. These people are approaching them with love and peace. No weapons, no aggression. I don't know how they could stand up to this.
Oh, and herein ride the horses. This is Trudeau's version of social distancing. Yeah, the police with the batons there are getting pretty physical. They're really shoving.
This is absolutely incredible. I can't believe it. They're getting violent out there with those batons.
Yeah, it's the guys with the dick emblems on their shoulders there. They appear to be the Semenkos in the crowd.
Yeah, like really, what is that? That doesn't even say they're cops or anything. Like, what clown show is that? Does anybody know?
Yeah, they're pressing everyone with the horses. There's a guy being dragged away to the west of where they're assembled. And there's another guy being dragged away.
I'm curious to know that if somebody gets hurt, how do they get help to that person when they're causing all this?
Yeah, like they just plan on walking over top of all these civilians with horses now. And just, you know how many injuries there's going to be from horses?
So I don't know, but it appears like they have a whole bunch of people boxed into one area, and they're pushing so hard against them that they're waiting for people to crack, and then when they do one by one, they just arrest them and take them away.
How dare them have Canada flags on them? But you know what? Look at them. They're in black.
Oh my God, they're whipping those horses through the crowd now. So what you do is you kettle all the people into one area and then you run the horses through them, okay? They just trampled people. In fact, it looked like they trampled a cop there.
I can't believe this. I'm in absolute shock. This is un-effing believable, you guys. Unbelievable.
Well, Trudeau rules Canada with an iron fist. There you go. They just trampled people with their horses. Yeah, I wonder if CPAC got that on their television. I should flip over. CPAC's got their camera on there. I wonder if they're live. Oh yeah, CPAC has got something on there, but CPAC is not showing what's going on. They're showing like people just milling around somewhere away from the action.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
What did I miss?
Well, they sent the horses twice in to trample people. I think there's people injured.
You see that one there, that one cop there smiling with her eyes? There, now they're pepper spraying. Do you see that? They pepper sprayed two ladies in the eyes.
Should watch CPAC. They're doing a play-by-play. They're going, police are still pushing in, and there are not significant protester injuries. Yeah, right. Oh, what's that? They're carrying a girl right there away that I believe was trampled by a horse, and she's being carried away by two of the other protesters. Looked like a girl in a white parka trampled.
Look at it now.
Or something happened to her, but she was being removed by people. No help from the police there. Yeah, people are saying that she got trampled by the horse there. So, yeah, it's happened. They didn't need to bring any horses in there. What the hell for? So you kettle people into one area, and then you bring in the horses to run in between them.
Kidnappers.
Yeah, Trudeau, not very smart.
Well, they want violence, and they're not going to stop until there's bloodshed and people injured, and then they'll go, well, too bad. Fucking useless. Just useless. I'm sorry, it's unbelievable.
And the whole crowd is shouting freedom, freedom.
What a job.
And now it's no longer the police, they're just there doing their job. And police brutality. They are just as evil as the government is that is doing it. This is when you do not stand behind your police force anymore. I know you guys don't like that, but I think Queen Bee, I think you mentioned about earning the respect. Well, they're losing it.
Hey, did I see something the other day about our troops coming back from Ukraine?
On the top corner there, what's going on? Are they assembling to approach the front of the Parliament? Does anybody know that front corner on Portland Andy is there?
Thank you for answering the question.
That is going viral as we speak. I've had tech people download it, and that is going to go viral across the whole world, what the Canadian Royal Mounted Police did to a grandmother.
There hasn't been one injury here all these days.
We've been here 3 weeks. Peace and love and community is all we've seen here for 3 weeks.
So that's audio right from the front line, right at the front police line there. There's a guy talking to the police. There was a grandmother in a walker. She had a walker, and they ran the police horses right through the crowd there and trampled the grandmother with her walker.
Yeah, way to go, Trudeau. What a fool.
So the grandmother in the walker was there because she wanted freedom for her grandchildren, and the RCMP sent the horses in to trample the protesters. That's pretty sad. That's sad.
Yeah, these people would probably trample their own family members.
Well, there's no other reason to send horses into a crowd. Like, why would you do that? That's stupid.
Bullying tactics. That's all it is.
Is that one there in the truck in the corner there? Are they removing parts from that truck to move it or something?
Oh, look at that. The Whistle Stop Cafe is live. Check them out on Facebook.
It sure sounds like a lot of brainwashing over there. They're talking to the cops and it just sounds so pre-recorded.
Well, in rebuttal of what you said about the pre-recorded, those I look at more of the agitators that end up coming in, and that's the kind of crowd that they had issues with starting crap in Washington, D.C.
Who's putting up bail to get these guys out? Zoki on his live stream just said that like somebody got killed. I don't know if it's true. If people can help for researchers, if it's a verified fact.
No, that wasn't confirmed. That's speculation. So no, let's not go there.
I just found one piece of video from a little earlier, about an hour or so ago. It was posted. Shows the cops, or so-called cops. I won't even call them cops. Cops shouldn't, they don't deserve that name. Pulling one protester. You don't see what leads up to it, unfortunately. Hopefully that'll come out. But they drag him between a trash can and a sign and secure the other people that are there, and they drag him back over by the one car, and the one asshat's beating him with the butt end of a rifle, just pounding the crap out of him. You see 3 or 4 good hits. Does anybody know how to save a video from Facebook when it's in the comments? Just came across one when they ran the horses through the people earlier, and I don't know, it looked like there was 2 or 3 people down that the horses trampled. That stuff needs to be saved.
Is anyone downtown Ottawa right now?
If you like to see me smoke cement with a small limp dick, it doesn't get hard any other way. And watch it get harder and harder. The more I smoke, the harder my dick gets. It's unbelievable.
Well, as a U.S. citizen, I believe in boycotting quite well. You hit financially, and going forward until this tyrannical government of yours is removed, I'm boycotting any product I know that has stuff made or comes from the country of Canada going forward. And unfortunately, a lot of my Ford truck parts are made up there.
You can see as nightfall sets, the crowd has changed. So honestly, what you're seeing is a distraction. The police have put up that line just to distract the protesters, and meanwhile, they've already towed 21 vehicles.
Isn't that what I said they were going to do earlier?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I agree. And I watched it play out there. The whole time it was like, okay, everyone is cheering and whatever, up against the police. But where's any cameras on any tow trucks. So just to give you the gist of what's going on there, they're right in front of the Elgin, or at the Elgin intersection, and the building on there north of them is the Laurier. Okay, to the north. The police blockade is to the east. And the police are trying to push them down Wellington, which is to the west. Basically, it's the situation. But they're right now at the Laurier. If you look on Google Maps, you'll see where the Laurier building is. And it's basically on the east end of Wellington. And that's where they're all congregated.
Sorry, my fingers are too big. Really sorry.
Not able to move out of the way of the horses.
No, on the link I posted, our poor lady she got run over and walked over really bad.
I mean, like, was she not able to move out of the way when she saw the horses coming?
I do have a photo that was out there that is possibly the guy. If you watch the one video of the closer up view of when the woman gets ran over, the guy that goes down, I had it on my laptop, so I was able to freeze it and blow it up nice and big. There's a picture of a guy laying there in front of the police line. Clothes identically match, and the rumor is that he's the one that was killed.
They totally corner her. That's horrible. I can't believe that's happening in Canada, and that's peaceful. Like, I remember the G20 people were doing riot and stuff like that. I get it, like when you break windows and stuff like that, but now it's like Bouncy Castle, come on.
For the mayor of Ottawa, and also, for Justin Trudeau, and, anybody who kind of encouraged this to happen, like up in leadership. Wow. I hope they're watching this.
Hey guys, Grand Day, just chiming in. It's interesting because I feel I had watched a guy on here, T-Guns, had recommended me to watch the Ukraine's fight for freedom. And the worst thing about this whole thing is when you watch that documentary, you kind of see the stages. I really hope we don't get to those stages, but I think the only way for us to get what we need to do is they will respond, and we just need to hold the line. Don't respond. Even with the crazy image and videos that we're seeing, we have to remember the unity. There's people down there that are still of love. These officers, sadly, they are, the ones that are acting, it's everybody's people, right? And but I do hope that we don't get to that.
That's why, each one of us has to, support anybody in our community that will look for answer after all this is done, and make some decision and make some some legal things against all that. So it's opening everywhere. So we have to support every cause in our community, from Vancouver to Yukon to Nova Scotia, like all Canada United. And it's like by inside our own community that it will get bigger, and then the people that did bad will get judged.
What the next meeting at Parliament is going to be like after this. Protesters that were in front of the horses, did they have anywhere to go? Like, could they have moved out of the way? Because I grew up with horses, so for me it's just common sense to get out of the way of them whenever they're charging through. But like, did they have a way to get out and get away from the horses, or what?
I already sent a letter with all my street neighbors signed to my deputy about what's going on. So he's a liberal, so of course he's probably going to destroy my letter. But if everybody does that, you don't need like 400 signature, just like on your street, at your school, like that you worry that what you see it's wrong, and keep doing it. Let's float the parliament of letters.
I mean, my mom used to breed Canadians, and we actually had, I think, one that was supposed to go for training as a police horse. This was many, many, many eons ago. Certain horses are equipped to do that kind of job, where they won't stop if somebody happens to fall in front of them, and they're actually trained to just do that as part of crowd control. So normally whenever you see the horses getting involved, you do your best to kind of get out of the way of it. But, not everybody can, I guess, do that at the moment when it's happening. So horses will avoid trying to step on you. A very bold and well-trained police horse will just go over top of you.
From what hang on. From the different videos that I watched, it was unpredictable which way they were actually going to direct the horses. The way they came in so quickly, there was not enough room or knowing which direction they were going to go.
No, it's totally already out there what happened. There's a police line. The police line is right there. The police press against the people so that there's no room between the police and the people. Then they bring the horses in to force the people away from the police line. That's what they did. They purposely moved the horses in. You saw how fast they came in. And the only people that had to move were the protesters, because the police stayed put. The horses were there to separate the people from the police. So the horses purposely were there to push the people away from the police, which the one lady in the walker obviously couldn't move fast enough, because the horses came in there quite fast. It's totally brought upon the situation by the police, because the police pushed against the crowd and caused the crowd to come up close to the police. So it's their own doing.
You don't use horses to kill people.
Like, I was just wondering, like, the majority of people that were there, were they more of the sort that were wanting to overrun join Parliament, or just get the the mandatory bully vaccine stopped?
There's nobody there that wanted to join Parliament or do anything with Parliament, except for one guy by the name of James, with a so-called MOU that nobody knows about. Nobody's read. Nobody that's there has even heard of it. So that's what that's all about. So get that right to the side right now. That's one guy with a motorhome, right? Everyone else is there for freedom.
He says the complete, like the exact opposite, where he separated himself from the rest of the convoy group because he didn't like the direction they were going in, and that all they wanted was unity and peace and love. And yeah, I ended up just deactivating my Facebook account today because, you know, both sides are just like freaking, you know, they're nuts. It was going to fall apart when the leadership within the convoy fell apart just a few days ago.
Yeah, but you have to understand that it's the convoy took a life of its own, and it's not about any leader. It's not about leaders. There are no leaders, right? All the leaders are so-called leaders are arrested, so there are no leaders. And really, the leaders didn't do a whole heck of a lot. And all it is the people. The people that are there that you see right now are maybe the more hardcore people that said, hey, when we get there, we're not leaving. And the people that weren't hardcore left already, or whatever, had reasons to leave. And that's where it's at right now. You know, good or bad, indifferent. The police are taking it as it's criminal activity that they're there. Right? I've heard the police say that. So that's where it's at.
That's why Tamara was crying in her videos, because she knew it was coming to an end, and that you know, they know. Coming to an end per se, but you know, I think she knew her time was coming when she was going to have to go and face the music with the police and do whatever needs to be done there.
You know, you would think that somebody like Trudeau that's a feminist would have a little bit more humanity in himself. It's unfortunate. You know, horse trampling little old lady, that'll be his legacy.
I guess it's really, I found it such a shame that Trudeau wouldn't meet with people for such an easy way to get this settled. I just, you know, my impression is that a lot of the truckers would have been satisfied if the bully vaccine would have stopped, and all this mayhem was just so unnecessary.
Care about that. He's sitting in his protective cottage right now while his people are literally ripping each other apart on the streets.
Trudeau literally tramples on his opponents.
People that probably went out and had beers together after work, or, you know, hung out at the shop somewhere kind of thing, and now he's got people just ripping each other apart. And, you know, people on both sides are going to get injured. Animals are going to get injured. People are, you know, the possibility that it looks like that one guy may have died. I don't know. But yeah, that's on his hands. Has to do right now to get this to stop immediately is just drop the mandates, or at least just agree to meet with the truckers. Like, it just takes a phone call. Hope that people got their kids out of there.
Miller, do what you said. It's what everybody thinks. Like, look how it escalated because of his ego. Like, it's insane. All like, it's his own citizen Like he could just sit and talk, or just a phone call, like it wouldn't escalate it that much. Like it's you and me and your neighbor. It's like just normal people, blue collar worker, truckers, like even doctor, like every kind of people are up there. And no, like he refused because of his ego. That's insane.
I agree that really is insane. Like only a lunatic would sit there with two choices in front of them. The provinces are dropping their bully vaccine mandates, and he's deciding to continue on with his crusade to witch hunt non-vaxxed people that are probably stayed safe all the time. But he chooses to continue the crusade.
That is from, if you look at the license plates, California. My lieutenant colonel friend just sent that.
To be honest with you, I would be almost worried about calling a Liberal MP or an NDP MP and asking them to side with the Conservatives. I would be almost worried that they would probably not appreciate that very much. And with this new Emergency Measures Act, I don't know what will happen if people did do that, though. On my MP here on Monday or Tuesday, because I don't know when they'll be in the office again, and just to see what they have to say about what's going on. The lady, the one in the red?
Yes.
Person in the brown is the guy that people think died, or is that another person?
Correct.
Definitely tell that his leg is broken, that's for sure.
Yeah, try to convince me.
The leg closest to the police, you can actually see where it's indented.
God bless, guys. As far as I'm concerned, we are the winners. We are the winners, the truckers. Hi, Mandy. How are you?
Like, do what they got to do and then just clean up the streets afterwards if whoever's injured or dead.
I didn't like the horses coming in there knocking people down, and I seen it. Go ahead. We got our message across to them, and we're not done yet. But, hey, it's time to let this world go free. Drop all the mandates and that. And I think it will happen, but we got to give it a little bit of time, guys. And, yeah, we won for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. We won.
Now that all these politicians that are sitting behind all of their security and their safe houses will see this footage and understand that this is not what Canada is supposed to be about, and maybe more and more of them will push Trudeau to stop with this tirade that he's got going on.
Exactly. I believe that's what's going to happen, too. Trudeau will have to definitely get rid of these crazy mandates and everything and just let her go.
Understand that the protesters are well aware of what they were going to be facing if they stayed. I know that. These people, they knew that. They knew it could possibly happen, but at the same time, this blood is also on Trudeau's hands too. And Jagmeet Singh's hands. I mean, they all supported this.
I think the blood is squarely on their hands because, I mean, what did they honestly think was going to happen when they do a mandatory vaccination of people who absolutely need to get across that border? And this basically took their livelihood from underneath them. They knew exactly that people would uprise against that kind of bullying.
Everybody can get vaccinated. So who's to say that 10% of Canada that's not vaccinated, who's to say that they can get it? My doctor's not comfortable giving it to me because of how I react to certain drugs. So she's not okay with it. My daughter can't have it because she's damaged her heart with an eating disorder. There's some people that we can't get it, and where does that leave us? He's still calling us terrorists and racist. And it's not right. We're not terrorists, we're not racist, we're not misogynistic, we're not selfish. So he's got to get that out of his head that he's somehow better than the rest of us.
Well, he just does it for the sake of demonizing. It's just really just rhetoric, so that the sheeple that follow him will believe that you guys are evil, and it's just a bunch of garbage. But it unfortunately it works.
We're not evil. He might think that, but he's the evil one. We want our freedom back. That's all we want. Just our freedom back. And he's running our country, Canada. God bless Canada. A lot of people are getting sick and tired of all this stuff. A lot of people believe, some don't. Well, that's their right. And as far as the vaccines go, that's everybody's right. I got nothing against anybody not vaccinated or people getting vaccinated. I'm not here to talk about it, but Trudeau, you're representing Canada. It's about time you wake up and listen to the people.
Well, what he did, it just shows he's a lunatic because, I mean, just use a little bit of common sense. Let's not talk about truckers. Let's pretend that he did the same thing to farmers and said, well, you can't take your grain to the elevator unless you're vaccinated. Who would be so stupid to think that wouldn't cause an uprising in the same kind of mayhem? The whole idea is just ridiculous.
Trudeau will never win. He might think he will, but you guys proved it.
I think that's another view of the horse too.
Hasn't been confirmed that the man's dead.
No confirmation, but like I said, you try to convince me that the guy you see being trampled is not the guy that's laying in front of the cops. And I think it was Queen Bee pointed out his leg being as mangled as what it was. Tell me that he ain't dead. Otherwise he'd be trying to move, or they'd be trying to render help, you would think.
Me that pointed out his mangled leg, but I'm just wondering if he's knocked unconscious or just so gravely injured that he can't that he can't respond. Like, I wonder if they're doing anything to get him out of the way.
Well, do you see anybody attending to him? No. Serve and protect. That's their job. They're not protecting him. They're not serving him.
This is definitely on the NDP and the Liberals' hands, and even the Green Party. Like, she piped up from her little corner up in the far back, stating that she supported this. And Andrew Scheer very quickly pointed out that she was also arrested at an illegal protest defending what she felt was right, too. So a bit of a hypocritical person there, I'll tell you that. Look up one of Trudeau's cabinet ministers there. She actually attended a cockfight over in I think it was Cambodia or something like that. She went there and attended an illegal or I guess maybe over there a legal cockfight. So right there, I lost 100% all respect for her. Those people that claim she's an animal lover but yet goes and places a bet on 2 chickens to rip each other apart. It'll be a hard lesson for people to really consider who they're voting for, and that you're not only voting for the person, you're voting for the entire party. And I hope they really research what their party actually has in it for people.
How's everyone doing out there tonight, guys? What do you guys all think about the police and everything rushing in on everybody?
For me, how do I feel about it? I think that this is on the Liberal Party and NDP Party's hands and the Green Party's hands, because they literally went and forcibly forced 2 groups of people to fight to where it's at now. So I definitely think that this is on the government's hands, and that all he has to do is drop the mandates. And he wouldn't do it, so instead he's going to cost people their lives, their businesses, and millions of dollars, when all he had to do was drop the mandates.
That's right. I agree. But so proud to see everyone stand up for her rights. But you know what? Hopefully it gets it somewhere. But it seems like the police are just coming strong at us and stuff, man. But yeah, I'm so proud for this to be a part of history.
Down there, boots on the ground, or where are you?
No, I'm in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, but I've been supporting the truckers since day one, and I've been on this channel a long time, and yeah, I just love what they're doing.
I only took the plunge and deactivated my Facebook because I just don't like how this is turning, like what this is turning into, like, as far as how I'm feeling about stuff. And it's just very overwhelming that all you see is just posts on it. So I deactivated my account, and I'll just get my updates from YouTube and pick a few news sources and find out updates and stuff on here.
Absolutely, hon.
Hello, is anybody there?
Look at Facebook, and I look at people even just on my own profile who are calling us all terrorists and racists and white supremacists, and they're literally jumping for joy right now because of exactly what's happening in Ottawa. And some of these people are ex-military, and I just found it disgusting. And people just ripping each other apart online. It's just not what Facebook was intended to do, and that's where it's gone now.
That's true, absolutely. Like, I do not understand people and why they're not getting this. Freedom is freedom. We have no freedom right now. You know what? I'm sorry to say this, but Trudeau was like a Hitler. Honestly and truly, he is. Because, like, people got to wake up. Everyone thinks we're the bad people, and we're not. Like, come on, you want to get vaccinated? Go ahead, get vaccinated. It's your own choice. That's what the whole part of freedom's about. But this government is like Satan to us.
Actually dressed up in a German military uniform and drove around Montreal when he was in charge. What was a good chunk of Montreal then at that time? It was Jewish people, and that's what he did. He wore a German military uniform. He was actually a member of the Communist Party in Quebec. So, I mean, that's got to tell you right there. He had communist ties. This is Trudeau's, Trudeau's dad. So yeah, and that's just what people voted in for, but I don't think a lot of people knew what his family history was. Even though we would tell them, there was just those stories that people would just kind of gloss right over because they didn't want to pay attention.
I just find it so unbelievable that people buy into some of the things that are said in Parliament about, white supremacy and those swastikas. I mean, the swastikas are there just to communicate that that's what they think of Trudeau. Nothing to do with being white supremacists, I'm quite sure. I mean, I'm sure, although I realize there are people that do think that way, and there might have been a few bad apples in the barrel, but, I mean, honestly, how many of those swastikas were meant for communicating white supremacy, and how many were meant to call Trudeau Hitler? And I think probably 99% of the swastikas are just saying Trudeau's a Hitler.
That's what their message was, but it was just really the wrong way to go about it. Bringing a swastika flag to a freedom rally when, the swastika was at one point actually did mean peace until Hitler took it over, and then it meant something entirely different. So I can understand people's frustration and anger when they saw that, because they would immediately jump to that conclusion, especially after the media had put out that we were all white supremacists, or anybody that's down there protesting is a white supremacist, and then somebody sees that flag flying. I can understand why it would piss them off. I think for the person that did that, they definitely did not think that one through when they brought that down there.
We will get this world back to normal. God bless us all. That's all I can say.
We really hope that there's no, people's pets or kids down there.
Hey guys, what really pisses me off is the people out there that everybody got their own right and their own right in what they say, but when you look at the world, when you look at the whole world and what's going on in the whole world, I mean, the world's in a bad state. I mean, God bless us all again, and you guys. Hey, my heart goes out to everybody that's helping out the truckers, and they're saying positive stuff here, and that's what we need. And it's just time for some of the people to wake up.
I think I'm kind of going to step away from the social media for just a little bit, and I'm going to give my mom a call.
Yes, darling, you can definitely do that. God love you. tried to call Trudeau, but I couldn't get through to him last week. Nobody can ever say, as long as I'm living, that the truckers didn't stand up for their rights and that a pile of people backed them up in Canada.
It sure is funny. I've been watching here. They sure haven't brought out the horses after what they did to that grandma. Yeah, he's going to have to answer to that one, boy. And you know what? I'm predicting it right now. He's going to be like, well, they were illegally protesting, so we had to take out the possible forces that under the act it says that we could do that. So that's not our fault. Now back to the task at hand. We need our vaccinations and the safety of all Canadians.
I tweeted.
TK, you cut out there. You tweeted? Awesome. What was that last thing there that just happened there?
Yeah.
Come here, let me tickle your pussy.
Get the fuck out of here.
I don't know if anybody's interested in talking about this, but I really found it, ridiculous watching Jagmeet Singh make his feigned care about how the truckers are going to, claim their claim to overrun the parliament was, and so how he's so concerned about that. Does anybody have any comments about that?
You want to talk some shit?
I was just wondering, does anybody know whether any police officers were hurt in this thing, or not? Not that I'm saying that I'm overly concerned about them over the truckers, but I'm just curious.
Do you like big tits?
Yeah, that's a bummer for you. I'm sitting here in my chair. I was holding my phone, and all of a sudden it starts vibrating and beeping, and yeah, I thought 3 or 4 kids were abducted. The only time they throw something like that up is if you got a tornado, child abduction, or criminal escaped. That's the only times mine have ever gone off like that.
So she's not kissing back, and she's feeling all of my energy that we talked about in the touch exercise, and the sensation of the softness of my lips against hers. How was that? Beautiful.
I don't know why, but for some reason, even though this scares the heck out of me, watching this video or live feed, the music and everybody coming in together in the back, the people. This is I hate that these police officers are part, but the fact that Canada is together on this is just it really warms my heart, you know, and I hate that we have to go through such trials and tribulations to get here. It's sickening, but I don't know. It's I don't know. Check it out if you guys want. I found it was scary but uplifting in some crazy way, you know, us standing together and saying no.
We're going to talk a little bit about the first kiss, and then we're going to talk a little bit about some advanced kissing.
What am I missing on this group? Is something going on that I need to know about?
A lot of things you can do. You have a whole playground around the lips.
Sorry, what happened? I'm confused. Can someone explain to me what's going on? There. I think that's what you wanted to hear. What was that? Sorry, is someone talking shit about someone here, telling them, I don't know, some stupid ass shit? Someone with the name Currency in their name? Are you trying to start shit? Hey, Currency person, do you like lips around your vagina or something?
I'm gonna take your ass today.
What are you trying to say, mister? Mrs., whoever you are? I don't know what you are. You could be anything. You could be an alien for all I know. Are you an alien? Oh my god, that's why you have cryptocurrency in your name, is you're an alien. Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't say nothing. That makes it official. You are definitely an alien. BDC. Come in. Come in, CDBC.
Magnetic vaccine crystals? There is zero evidence that COVID-19 exists in the world. This is a pandemic. Fake virus.
I couldn't agree with you more. It is definitely a joke. Fake virus. What are you trying to tell us? Why don't you talk instead of putting recordings on? Why don't you share your real voice?
There's no virus. The media is the virus. The politicians, Hollywood are all involved.
I could not agree more with all that statement that you just made.
Yeah, man, what's up? I'm definitely an alien.
Wow, we hear his voice finally. You playing porn videos earlier?
Possibly.
Why would you do that? You know, there's some women and children on here. Why would you play porn videos? That's just rude. Why would you want to be rude? Aliens are supposed to be nice.
Hi, Queen Bee. Can you hear me?
You're supposed to be a nice alien. Like, come on. I don't want to call you a troll. I want to call you an alien. Be nice about it. See, I'll be a nice person. You be a nice alien.
Are you guys still sitting in the Windsor Bridge?
Wow. I don't recall sitting. I haven't sat on that bridge in over 2 years. I don't know about anybody else. If you mean at the entrance to the bridge, no. No, we are not. I was in charge of slow roll. I was not in charge of shutdown. Are you still sitting up in the sky in your home planet there, bud?
Mitch, it sounded like he said, are you guys still sitting in the bridge? I don't think you can sit in the bridge.
Hi, is there anyone on the channel right now?
Oh, that's true. He might not know what the bridge looks like, though. Because I think he lives in, in a planet about 500,000 million miles away.
Yeah, we're here.
Sorry if this is a dumb question, but I don't know if anybody's actually close to the Ottawa protest. I watched that live feed for a moment. How many people are actually left surrounded by the police and sort of in that general area? Do you know?
True. That makes sense. Sorry, Freedom for All.
How do you get a job here, you fuckface?
Why can't you just talk? Why do you gotta play recordings?
I don't know. I actually turned off stuff for a little bit to give myself a mental break. I was going to get back to watching a couple of the live feeds, but I'm not even sure if the cops are still holding the line or not.
Who the fuck you calling a fuckface, you fuckface? You want to be mean? That's fine. You be a mean alien. I'll still be a nice person, but call you a fuckface at the same time. And, bot, thank you.
Hey, fuckface can be used in good terms.
Yeah, like he likes getting his face fucked by an alien? Yeah, that sounds about right. Why don't you go get a face fucked by an alien?
Yeah, I just checked too. I did the same thing, Mike. I needed a mental break too. It's very infuriating. I can't even talk right. Infuriating. But yeah, they're still holding the line, Mike. There is a war channel. I can't remember what it's called, and it's showing that they're holding the line, and it looks like there are more people that have come. And but I'm not sure as to numbers.
Hey, that might.
Oh, he doesn't want to talk. I guess the alien's gone. Sorry, bot, for cutting you off. I apologize.
That might be why he can't talk, because he's getting face fucked by an alien. He probably can't talk. He can only click finger, reach it just enough to the keyboard to press a button.
That's why he keeps using recordings. But he's too busy sucking on some alien dick or something. I don't know, so he can't talk. So he just puts on recordings while he's doing it. That makes sense.
You wanna fuck with my huh?
See, there's the proof. He has that dick so far down his throat that he can't even, what's it called? I'm having a brain fart. Can't even talk. That's right. Keep sucking an alien dick there, bud.
I didn't see any rigs there. And I mean, I have stayed plugged in a little bit, but it's, while I'm working during the workday, I don't necessarily see too much of it. But were all the rigs kind of removed, or is there still a few of them left?
You're still busy there sucking? You can't even push buttons now? Did you find that funny? Oh, still can't talk though, so that dick must be pretty far down your mouth. Alien dick. How big is that alien dick? Is it about 20 inches long? Is that why it's so? Does it go straight from your mouth to your ass? Is that how it works? It just goes through everything straight through, or your body's made differently than ours?
What the hell? Like, even if alien dick was my preference, my sexual preference, why would you be discriminating me for that? Okay? That's not okay.
No, there's quite a few left. One of the other mods on here, he had said there was some word that some of the trucks were being removed while the cops were holding the line and distracting, and that was kind of what I was figuring what they were going to be doing through the day is
moving stuff out and removing people's homes, basically.
You're admitting to liking 20-inch long alien dick. Got it. You're also admitting to being an alien. Or you're a troll. Which one are you? Are you a troll who likes troll dick? Are you an alien who likes alien dick? Are you a troll who likes alien dick? Or an alien who likes troll dick? Or, we can even be this way. Are you an alien who likes alien pussy? Are you an alien who likes troll pussy? A troll who likes alien pussy? Or a troll that likes troll pussy? Or do you just not like anything?
Hey, freedom for all. Maybe he can shapeshift. Maybe he likes them all. Because he is them all. Huh? Bum bum ba.
I don't know why you're putting down aliens and trolls. I think aliens and trolls could both be exceptional lovemakers.
So do you have your porn videos there to prove it? Because it seems like you like watching porn. Oh, that's because he can't get anything, so he watches porn instead. Okay. I understand now.
I have cum all over my face.
Yeah, numbers over 100 arrested and 21 trucks removed. And you're talking literally hundreds of vehicles there. So they removed 21.
One of the YouTubers, he had given a number. I won't say it out here, but it was below 400, above 300. So if they've only taken 21 out, they put a small little dent in it.
Cum all over your face? Oh, that makes sense. Yes, I understand. What kind of cum is it? Is it troll cum? Is it 20-inch long dick alien cum?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes for Trudeau because, you know, even if he was to remove the rigs, I mean, these people, a lot of these people that are gathering there, I'm guessing are local citizens that he's going to have to figure out how to deal with local citizens, or is that a dumb assumption?
Or just keep on sucking. We understand. When you don't respond, we know it's because you're too busy shoving it down your throat.
Yes, sir.
You're using recordings. They're not even finishing. They're just 1 second long recordings because you're too busy. It makes perfect sense.
That's because he doesn't want to get the in the background. Sorry, finger slipped off the button.
Yes, you're gay.
You just say you're gay? We knew that already. You're gay for 20-inch alien dick. We got it.
No, actually, some local citizens actually spoke up and said that they haven't felt threatened. They haven't been bothered. They still go to their work. They still do what they do day to day. So their complaints about it is BS. And they said that the only time they have felt unsafe was now with the cops, the way they're acting. So they are speaking up.
Yeah, last time I checked, I'm pretty fucking straight.
Conrad, and what car wash are they talking from? Who likes Falcon car washes and who's Conrad? I'm confused. Can someone explain? We already know that this 4-letter, whatever you are, I can't remember your letters, likes 20-inch alien dick. Now, what does this Conrad person like?
How do you know that was the Falcon car wash?
I just want to say thanks for replying, and I know I'm far removed from all this, but my heart goes out to those people that are living through this difficulty. It's just a shame that Trudeau won't give a few people just a bit of respect. It costs, honestly, they talk about how much Canada would be safer if truckers were vaxxed and every last one, and that's such a bunch of bull.
Well, if you go read the message, you'd know. Or are you not able to do that? I'm sorry. I thought you might be able to do that. If you're not, I can read it for you if you'd like.
Yeah, you go on right ahead, read that aloud.
Where are we getting moose soup at? I want some moose soup. Where do I come to get that moose soup? Hey, Bot, do you want some moose soup?
Well, a lot of them live a real lonely life, and this is their time to shine and to show that Canada needs them, loves them, supports them, and they become our new war heroes.
By the way, did you just I think he just said that he likes Falcon Dick now. Wow, that went totally somewhere different. We went from aliens to Falcons now. Whoa, that's different.
Hey, Mitch. Bitch. It's not bitch, I guess. Freedom for all. It says on his profile that he likes long walks on the beach and hand holding. So is that with the aliens or with the trolls?
Well, one thing I have to say about this is that whether a person agrees with the truckers, disagree with the truckers, everybody should be able to come together on this, is that very few people have the gumption and courage to stand up for themselves, for their own convictions. And so I applaud these people. Even if they're, I think I have a little more respect for people who get into protests, because it's a lot of pressure for them, but they've stood up for what their convictions, and that should be something that all Canadians can come together, and admire them for.
Well, fuck with aliens and trolls, Pussy or dick, whatever is good,
You know. I don't know. Do you know? Because you seem to like, Hey, I know, yeah, You like dick. You like pussy. The only question is, do you like buttholes? And you cannot lie. I'm wondering, do you like big butts and big buttholes? Do you like them stretched? Do you like them not stretched? Tight? Stretched? What do you like?
And honestly, to add on to that, with the locals, I mean, I was so surprised. We had a guy from Circle K buy us water that worked behind Circle K, and he was from India, and he was telling us how he came to Canada for his kids to be free, and he's really disappointed. We had locals coming up to us left, right, and center and saying thank you, and because I was handing out cards, and he said thank you for doing this, because he knew that I wasn't from here. And we had several families. I mean, families walking down, and somebody told me that, the locals in Ottawa they're not going to the streets. I had several people come up to us, saying thank you, and they are saying that we are from here and we live here, and we're so grateful that you guys are doing this. And I was surprised. So I mean, it's what they're saying is not what is going on at all.
Oh. You must be too busy getting your butthole filled. That's why you can't talk. Is your butthole getting filled right now, along with your mouth at the same time? Oh, that makes sense.
One thing that is kind of disappointing in what I've heard people say, and I mean, I don't know, what the average, although, I mean, I did talk to somebody who I respect, and oh boy, they're all about getting everybody vaxxed and their dogs vaxxed. I mean, they're all in, but one thing I don't understand is that, we root for the people of Hong Kong when they're protesting against China's oppression. But when our own people in Canada stand up for themselves, yeah, things get a little bit rocky, but I had no sympathy for the communist government of China because the protesters got rocky in Hong Kong. So support people who are standing up for themselves, even if you don't, even if things get a little bit messy.
All right, so it's a bisexual alien/troll fucking with all the other species.
Don't forget about the Falcon. The Falcon was in there somewhere. I don't know where, but there was a Falcon in there somewhere, Bot.
I did say the species, didn't I? Every other species. That does include animals.
Oh, that's true. Where the heck did you go, alien? Mr. or Mrs. Alien? Or, I'm not sure. Would you like me called they? Is that what you want to be called by? They alien. May you please come in. We are searching for they alien. These trucks, go ahead. Were you trying to say something, these trucks? You are now a trusted user. Please go ahead. If you'd like to speak, speak now, and I will make you a trusted user. If you'd like to speak, speak now. Aw. Everybody went silent. What happened to everybody? Oh, nobody wants to talk. Oh, well. Too bad, too sad.
Well, like Les said, It's kind of the biggest oxymoron. We're fighting for freedom. You know, freedom is a peaceful thing. And you throw it in there, the word fighting, and it's like, really? Ugh.
Well, I agree, and honestly, that's why I'm really going back to the syntax of it all. I mean, I never realized how many words that we speak that negate what we're trying to say, and honestly, if there is a frequency or vibration to the words that we speak, then it's crucial that we know what we're speaking. With there is a interesting backwards information on Mother Teresa, and I don't know what to believe, but one thing she did say was, don't invite me to an anti-war rally, and invite me to a peace meeting, and I think there's a lot of truth to that. The intention and focus of what we want opposed to what we don't want is it's important.
Have we done radio silence? Do we bug you too much? I am so sorry if I bothered you, alien. You're more than welcome to speak, though. Or are you too busy with that 20-inch dick there?
He's choking on it. He can't even reach the buttons.
Can't reach your buttons. Maybe he choked to death. Maybe that 20-inch dick killed him. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe they stuffed the whole entire dick into his mouth and he choked to death. That would be an interesting way to die. That show 101 Ways to Die. I think that's what it was called. 1,001 Ways or something like that.
Yeah, man, what's up?
Oh, you just finished, eh? She didn't die, but you came close to it.
In here, I'm just waiting for people to talk about something fucking interesting or entertaining.
Well, we're waiting for you guys to stop trolling us and stop playing porn videos, so we're giving you a taste of your own medicine, bud.
Nobody was playing porn videos. I was just limp dick meth guy.
Well, one thing I do say is that I am surprised about some people's reactions to this, as though they just can't possibly fathom why some people would, sort of stand up and protest like this. How on earth can they not sympathize with those people whose lives are being infected, with their livelihood being so threatened and taken away by the stroke of a pen? They weren't criminals. They weren't criminals a month and a half ago, but all of a sudden, the stroke of a pen makes them criminals. Well, not criminals, but people who don't want to comply with these new rules all of a sudden get their livelihoods threatened. Well, whereas a month and a half ago they were just fine. And how can people have so much trouble understanding that Trudeau was the one that started all this?
Thought I was providing some entertainment to pass the time, but clearly the alien is not appreciated around here, so whatever.
He sounds like that guy from YouTube that explains all those scary story videos.
Dun, dun, dun. So, I think aliens should do. Aliens should get all his brothers and sisters from his planet to come and shut down the border. I think you should do that, alien. Au revoir, everybody. Au revoir.
Well, and, to pull out the Emergency Act, not when we were in COVID emergency. Oh, we need to shut down the world, right? It wasn't just Canada. We shut down the world for 3 months, but there was an Emergency Act. Then we restrict traveling, but yet somehow we got the other variants to come in. So, and then, of course, we're going to blame it on the ones that are unvaxxed, right? Because we can't travel, and that totally makes sense because we're trying to balance the budget here, right? And then you pull it out for trucks on your doorstep. Ooh, boy, we sure sound like is there not a mental clause we can pull in on this? I thought that's what they were doing with Biden in the States. They were having him in there because the girl that's underneath him, she wouldn't win. so that they could pull out the mental act on him and then she would become president. So, I don't know, guys.
If anybody would like to become a trusted user and become a troll, please speak now, or forever hold your peace. I will take that as nobody wants to become a trusted user. On that note, I will talk to you guys later. Goodbye. Au revoir. Lillian, I wish you a good night. Enjoy that 20-inch dick of yours that you're getting inside of you. Maybe you get one in the mouth, one in the ass at the same time. I don't know. But on that note, I'm out. Goodbye.
He's fucking boring anyways. I'm glad he's fucking gone. He's just like kind of creepy vibes, you know. Gotta just do whatever you want, you know. We need entertainment also. I think if anybody comes on here talking about your life or shit in real life, like, I think that's the only thing that could possibly be worse than you coming on here talking a bunch of bullshit, right? Nobody wants to hear about your fucking life. Unless you have an interesting life, which most people don't.
I agree. We speak the same language. My mom says it best. The inmates run the asylum, and it's there.
I'm just waiting for someone to stand up in Parliament and say to Trudeau, well, if your plan is so brilliant and so effective, then I guess you should go and mandate all the farmers to have to get vaxxed. And you know, now there's people are vaccinating their animals. You better mandate the farmers and their dogs.
They just said on that war campaign live feed, somebody said the cops told them they weren't able to press forward anymore because the guy was killed. So they've been told to not push forward anymore.
The guy? What guy? I thought it was Grandma.
No, I suspected the guy that the picture I posted with him laying in front of the cops. That was the same, sure looked like the same guy that was trampled by the horses as well, next to the older woman.
They must have moved him because I looked at the picture of him getting trampled and he was on solid ground, like Black Road. And then when they put him in front of the cops, he was laying down on quite a pile of snow. So they must have moved him or something. I don't know. But the tweet that was above there states that the grandma died. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe right now. I sure hope that's all BS, because if somebody died, this is going to get bad.
Died, that blood is on Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh's hands 100%, because they could have stopped this by just dropping the mandates, and they didn't want to. They wanted this. They wanted to sit in their secure little cottages surrounded by all their security and watch their own people literally kill each other in the streets right now.
You know what? I'm so glad you put Jagmeet in there, because, yeah, he's a part of this BS, and I'll never let that down. It's the damn NDPs and those damn Liberals.
Party, did you see Andrew Scheer go after her when she stood up to say something, and he basically told her to sit her ass down because she got herself arrested at an illegal protest herself? And here she is condemning these people for doing the same thing. Yes, it's an illegal protest, but you can't go and sit and crap on one group of people doing it when you've done the exact same thing yourself. And he basically put her right in her place, and she sat down and shut up.
I want to say, I think that guy that we think died was the veteran that was cleaning the war memorial every day. He sure looks like it.
Oh, don't start, please. Like, this is getting worse and worse. Like, really, though? That better not, like, I hope you're lying. I really do.
No, B, I'm serious. He, the guy that was cleaning the war memorial every day wore that type of a coat. And he had the beard and facial like this guy. Now, I can only see the side of the face, but I'm serious.
That veteran probably never thought he'd ever see the day where he'd have to fight his own government for his country's freedoms.
I have to admit, I find it a bit of a joke when people state, well, it's an illegal protest. Well, which protest is, how many protests that go on are let's call it legal. I mean, you can't push back in a way that doesn't involve civil disobedience in one way, shape, or form, blocking a road or people's access to, say, cut down old trees in Vancouver Island. And once in a while, the protesters are lucky to get an injunction that allows them to continue to protest. But civil disobedience could be, well, gee, I jaywalk, and now I'm civilly disobedient, so you can arrest me. It's ridiculous to talk about illegal protests.
I just found it so funny that the Green Party lady went on to give these guys shit for this, but yet, Andrew Scheer had to point out that she got herself arrested at a protest as well, and basically had no business talking about these people. And he also Andrew Scheer did point out too that her bank accounts were not frozen for her participation and what was considered to be an illegal protest too. So there's definitely a double standard where it seems to be okay for one group and not okay for anybody else.
Yeah, I just posted a link there because a lot of stuff that I've been watching disappeared. Some video and stuff like that. So it's very important, you guys, when you see something like that, like police brutality or stuff like that, whatever page is on, if it's on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, archive it. It's very simple to do. You just put the link, so it will be archived forever. So even if somebody delete it, like, it's archives. So please do that from every video or everything that you think should be saved. It's the link.
Yeah, but saving the link doesn't save anything.
Yeah, you open archive.is, and then in the red it said my URL I want to save, and you just copy paste the link of whatever video or Twitter link or whatever you found you think that you think it should be saved. It's very easy. You just put it, press enter, and that's it. It's saved forever. Like that, exactly that. The minute you save it, it's exactly how it is.
According to that Twitter report, anybody that was knocked down was removed out of the way, and what people saw was, for the most part, at least for the lady, was somebody apparently threw a bicycle at the horse, and the horse tripped and fell over the bicycle. That's just from what I'm reading on Twitter, but I'm going to keep reading a little bit more, and that's coming from the Ottawa police.
Yeah, right. What bicycle? The cane that the old lady was on or whatever, her little thing there? That's ludicrous. Nobody had a bike there. Let's get real.
Yeah, that is all over the mainstream media, but that could have happened anywhere that somebody might have thrown a bike. But somebody was arrested for throwing a bike in front of the horses, but it's probably not even at that same moment. It's like completely different, because the horses were running all over the place there.
Freedom! Freedom! Anybody else want to say freedom with me? Who wants some freedom?
I'm going to keep looking into it on the Twitter feed because people were questioning it. So then the Ottawa police came forward with a statement. But I'm going to keep reading up on their Twitter feed to see what else comes up.
If you look at the Twitter feed that I pasted above of the video of it from Twitter, you will see somebody there with a bike, but he did not throw it in front of the horse. It actually, the horse actually pushed up against the bike.
Freedom! Yummy, 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 yummy. Is that what you're trying to say, that you're yummy? That you want some yummy alien dick or something? I just don't understand what you keep trying to put these recordings on for. It's like... I think it's time for a 10-minute long freedom speech. Who's on board with a 10-minute long freedom speech?
I put it in the chat, and yeah, that's a disability bike.
it's come on. This is to me. This is silly. This is so silly. And the idea that you can't move a horse. Come on, like you shouldn't be on a horse if you don't know how to direct the horse. Period. Those horses do not get spooked easily. They're trained. They know what they're doing. They don't just. This is ridiculous.
I'm on board. I would actually really appreciate a 10-minute freedom speech. Genuinely, sincerely.
And if she threw it, why is she holding on to it? So it's still connected to her hands, looking at it in the picture.
Well, I just watched the bike because she, come on, people. So what? Did someone pick up the bike and her and throw it at the horse?
Freedom all the way. We need freedom. Everyone, please write email to Justice Canada. So, let's see here. Going to bed soon. Anything else? If trucks stopped in 24 hours, delivery of medical supplies to the affected area will cease. Hospitals will run out of basic supplies. Service stations will begin to run out of fuel. Manufacturers using just-in-time manufacturing will develop component storage shortages. We've seen that happen already. U.S. mail and other package delivery will cease. Within 1 day, food shortages will begin to develop. Automobile fuel availability and delivery will dwindle, leading to skyrocketing prices and long lines at gas pumps. What will happen in 2 to 3 days? Food prices will escalate, especially in the face of hoarding and customer panic. Supplies of essentials such as bottled water, powdered milk, and canned meat at major retailers will disappear. ATMs will run out of cash and banks will be unable to process transactions. Service stations will completely run out of fuel. Container ships will sit idle in ports and rail transport will be disrupted, eventually coming to a standstill. Interesting. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Yes, yes, yes. Very true. LaSalle seeks public input on proposed 3-station fire service plan. Interesting. Must be an election coming up soon. Ontario is removing tolls on 2 highways. Oh, I don't want to go to TikTok now. Don't want to do that right now. Jumanji Deluxe. Our past the last 2 years was good enough. Let my ass off. Very true. Are you guys watching these live videos of the police brutality in Ottawa? It's obvious a small minority doing it, but they are pretty bad. Horses trampling on people. I think one was a senior. and a guy getting beat by the end of the rifle. Just two of many videos I've seen thus far of police acting like goons. Interesting. That would be awesome. Looking for someone with a blade on their truck to finish the massive heavy slushy snow at the end of my drive. Kindly message me with the price if you can help. Thank you. Oh. Chicken and waffles at Georgia Ways Hot Chicken. Oh, I'm about to try that. That looks decent. Chat.
And I'm not trying to be funny here. I'm being like realistic. Like, this does not make any sense. Like, this logically, and of course this, somebody threw a bike at the horse. Again, these horses do not get spooked easily. Even if a bike was thrown at them, they're not going to freak out because they're trained horses. It's the same thing with a trained dog. Like, it's not a barn horse. Forgive my passion. I get a little bit passionate sometimes. Sorry, guys.